today onwards, if you say, they will be like the other citizens of the state. So they will also be the same way they will lead their life. So earlier, what happened? People used to feel they are from outside. They always feel frightened to come to Assam to visit this beautiful. Though it's a beautiful land, still they hesitate to come because of this extremist problem. But little by little, I can say the last the 645 militant outfits surrendered, and now this NDFB surrender. Only the United Liberation Front of Assam is just not going for the peace talk. If the CNC Paresh Barua comes for the peace talk, definitely the path of violence will be completely shut down, and the peace and tranquility will be there in the state, and definitely it will hasten the pace of development in Assam.
Also looking at this particular demand that was there for long. Do you think now this particular Bodo Accords that taken place, does that bring peace all across Assam? Does it change the dynamics of the state?
Right, exactly, because this is the third Boro Accord. Earlier it was in 1993 and 2003. Yes, these two this accord were not successful, but this time it is going to be a sustainable one, because all the facilities they have been provided to them, like they will get the Boro territorial region, and it's also mentioned in the accord that all the Boro communities living together, they will be also included in the Boro territorial region, and they will get the opportunity to have Boro language as one of the official language of Assam. And the state government as well as center has given a handsome amount of financial assistance for the development of these Boro areas. So it's a big issue, and people are really feeling happy. The Boro refugees are coming to the mainstream, and the local people out there in the Boro areas are very much delighted, very much happy.
Dimina, purely looking at it, does the challenge, when I asked the challenge about rehabilitating the cadres that have surrendered from the armed Bodo group, that's not all promoting and protecting the cultural identity and the land of the Bodos. How you are there on ground zero, how difficult a task is it, or how a Herculean a task that has been overcome in getting everybody on board to sign this accord?
So definitely it will be a good step. It's a positive step that the Boro Accord has been signed, and it will be viable.
Okay. But considering, if you purely look at it, does the demand for Bodo land, is that off the table now, considering that everybody has come on board and this accord has been signed?
See, up to the All Boro Students Union, they have been demanding for a separate state.
True.
Yes, All Boro Students Union, they have been demanding for a separate state. But now, in this accord, in the recent accord been signed here, the APSU also, they have also joined hands together, and they also just left the priority of getting a separate state. So it's a big issue actually.
Also considering that, this is the third accord that has been signed. We've had 2 accords before. How different is this accord that is signed as compared to the previous 2? And does this give a larger window for peace to prevail in not only the region, but also the entire states and the northeastern region?
Some facilities, but this particular accord is a bit different one, because they are getting the autonomy, all the legislative, executive and financial powers. It's been increased to them, for the people of Boro areas, Boro territorial region, as well as they will get the Boro language will be an associate official language of Assam. So these are the points included in this recent Boro Accord, which is more viable, more sustainable.
Do you somewhere feel that this current agreement that is signed by all the groups, will that completely quell the demand for, a separate state, or is that off the table? Well, also considering, Devina, if you could hear me, we've seen mistakes being made when, previous accords were signed. How foolproof is this particular accord that has been signed in 2020?
Hello.
Well, Devina, purely looking at, the previous accords and looking at this particular accord that has been signed in 2020, how foolproof is this latest accord, the third accord that has been signed between, all the parties there? How different is this,
because,
and how foolproof is this?
Right. Got. The first accord which All Borough Students Union was signed, that was signed in 1993, was actually the All Borough Students Union was signed in 1993, leading to the creation of Borough Land Autonomous Council, BAC, Borough Land Autonomous Council, with limited, political powers. However, that one also was with the Borough Liberation Tigers, a rebel group in 2003, under which Boroland, Territorial Council was established to administer 4 districts, then like Chirang, Kokrajhar, Baksa and Udalguri. It's called as the Boroland Territorial Area District. But this time it's been rechristened as Boroland Territorial Region, and it includes, yes. So the huge part of the areas where Boro communities are living will be included in the Boro Territorial Region, and it's quite different and it's quite bad.
Now considering that there is a big monetary package that's been announced, 1,500 crores that's been sanctioned by the central government for implementation of the accord in the next 3 years, how much of it is a game changer there, for Bodos as well as non-Bodos?
See, pardon?
Well, I said there's a 1,500 crore package that's been announced by the government for implementation in this accord for the next 3 years. How much of it is a game changer for the people of Assam and, especially Bodos in particular?
Yes, because that 1,500 crore that financial package will be released over the next 3 years for Boro areas, the central and Assam government contributing in the equal measure. And this is the third Boro agreement seen as viable due to armed factions agree